Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. If any of you would like to follow along, we have agendas right outside the door on the table. At this time, I'll now call this meeting to order. The DeKalb County Board of Education will meet in regular monthly session Thursday, April the 13th, 2023 at 7 p.m. at the Ernest Ray Education Center. Ms. Vickers, could you please call the roll?
Mr. Jim Bashirs. Mr. Danny Parkerson.
Present.
Mr. Alan Hayes.
Present.
Mr. Eric Irvin. Mr. Jason Miller. Mrs. Jamie Cripps.
Present.
Chairman Sean Tubbs.
Present. The first order of business are the consent items. Each member has had a opportunity to review all these items, as well as we had a short workshop prior to tonight's meeting. Are there any items that anyone wishes to have further discussion or have removed?
Make a motion, we approve.
I have a motion made by Mr. Parkerson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cripps. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Item number 2 is to consider and act on school board policies on the second reading.
Those policies are code of ethics for the board members, conflict of interest, and that's the two that you'll be voting on.
Do I have a motion for approval?
Motion, we approve.
Motion made by Mr. Hayes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cripps. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Item number 3 is to consider and act on extended bus utilization.
We have a 2005 Thomas built bus that we are asking to get extended use out of for the upcoming year.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Cripps. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hayes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Item number 4 is to consider and act on textbook adoption.
So we'll be getting new textbooks next year for math. I want to thank our teachers and our supervisors and principals that served on the committee in selecting the math book that we have. I think it's the first time that I can think of since I've been in education that we are using the same curriculum, K-12. So that's kudos to our faculty and staff for working hard, worked a lot of extra hours on their own time, and going through and looking at the curriculum that the state had put forward, and they have selected the one before you for the upcoming adoption.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion, we approve it.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Hayes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Parkerson. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that motion carries. Item number 5 is to consider and act on surplus property.
You have, everyone knows that we're going through and updating the football field, getting new bleachers and lights. We were asking to make the newest set of bleachers as surplus, along with the lights, asking that you allow those to be surplus as well. We'll get a later bid date on those due to graduation.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Motion made by Mr. Parkerson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cripps. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that motion carries. Item 6 is to consider and act on surplus property bids. Thank you. Okay, we've only had 3 bids submitted. The first bid is unit number 7, which is a Powermatic table saw. And we have 1 bid at $500. And we have a second bid at $150. The next item is item number 8. We have a clipper tile saw. We have a bid at $20 for that. And we have another bid at $150. Those are only 2 bids on those. We have unit number 1 is a Hustler Super Z lawnmower. There's only 1 bid on it, and that's for $100. Next is a unit number 2 is a 20-foot bumper pool trailer. We have 1 bid for $300 and another for $500. Item number 3 is a portable air compressor trailer. We have 1 bid for $500, and that's the only bid for that one. And then unit number 4 is a 2000 Chevy 2500 two-wheel drive truck. There's 1 bid for it for $1,500. Unit number 5 is a 2006 Thomas school bus. There was no bid on it. Also, unit 6, a 2008 Thomas school bus, and there was no bid on it. And unit 9, a Delta Rockwell table saw, and there were no bids on it. So do we motion that we sell to the highest bidder?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Hayes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cripps. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that motion carries. Item number 7 is the personnel report from the Director of Schools.
The only thing we have is 3 leave of absence, and they are before you.
Does any other board member have any business that may properly come before the board? I've got a couple things. One, due to conflicts with high school graduation being May the 12th, I'd like to move the May meeting to Thursday, May the 18th.
Make a motion, we approve that.
Motion made by Mr. Parkinson, a second.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Cripps. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Let's see. Also, Mr. Chad Ramsey has asked if Northside Elementary School could be used for the National Day of Prayer as a backup on May the 4th.
And that will be from 6 to 8 p.m.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Cripps. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hayes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And that motion carries.
Hey, on those 2 buses, do we need to do anything on them to sell them for junk?
Well, they've already been made surplus, so
Okay.
we can do that. Before we adjourn, I do want to mention a couple of things. Last board meeting, I failed to recognize an educator that had worked in our system for over 40 years teaching, and it was my error in omitting her. But Miss Emma Jean Martin passed away last month, and so we do want to recognize her and thank her for her service, and our prayers are with her family. Also would like to, I guess this is a message for parents and students alike. We are asking you, in light of the recent tragedy of the school shooting in Covenant, that parents sit down and talk with their kids and talk to them about the seriousness of any threats that they may make on social media, that they may make at school during school time. If those threats are made outside of school, they will be dealt with as a school issue, because it does involve the safety of our students and our faculty and staff. We've talked to Judge Cox, we've talked to Sheriff Ray, the SROs, and we've had meetings about safety. And we can't take threats lightly, and they are very serious. And it's important that we talk to our children and our students about the seriousness of your actions. There will be consequences, and they will be severe consequences. We don't ever know the mindset of someone when they make a threat. And I think it's imperative that parents understand and students understand that if you make threats, if you make comments on social media, if you look things up on your computer, on your phone, those will be dealt with, and we will punish students for making those threats at the school level and through the judicial system. It's our goal to send every kid home safely every day, and we can't play mind readers. And I beg kids, if they have something going on in their life that they are struggling with, that they reach out to their parents, faculty, staff, an adult, to get help. And parents, we ask you that you reach out to us and allow us to help so that we can prevent a tragedy to happen. It's a different world that we live in, and I just want to reiterate that threats, and it may be something said off the cuff, but we can't take it as that. We have to take everything serious, and they will be dealt with. And sometimes the punishment may seem harsh to parents, but when it strikes fear in a community, within a school, it has to be addressed. And I just ask that you sit down with your students. We'll be sending out remind messages from our schools, reminding you, asking you to talk to your kid. If you see anything or hear anything, please let us know so that hopefully we can help someone before they make a decision that they can never take back. Taking someone's life, you can't take that back. There is tragedy on both sides of that. So I just ask for your help as a community to keep our schools safe. One thing I will say, this community's lucky. If you go to a lot of surrounding communities, not everyone has an SRO in every building. And that is a kudos to this county, the county commission, this board, and the SRO, because we all pay for SROs out of our own budgets individually. And it's all about trying to keep our schools safe. And we are thankful for our SROs and everyone that helps fund those. And like I said, we just need your help.
Any further discussions, meetings? Nope, okay. Do I have a motion that we adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ms. Cripps, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hayes.